Hey everybody, I'm Emily, a designer with the Quilted Cow, and today I am here to show you how to make the Helpful Heifer Clip-It cushions. But first I'd like to thank our sponsors. We have Husqvarna Viking Machines, Creative Grids that makes the mats, rulers, and cutters that we use, and Wilmington Prints that makes these great fabrics that we get to use today. Okay, so let's get started. First, I'd like to invite you to head to our website and go ahead and pick up your kit for the Clip-It cushions. These are great little cushions. They are great for holding your Wonder Clips on them. Any size Wonder Clip will work on those. You can fit several of them on each row. So if you ever have problems losing your clips, make sure to go ahead and make you some of these. Each kit is going to make 3 cushions. So what you're going to need is the kit. It has all of the fabric and the pattern that you're going to need to make your cushions. You will also need something to fill the cushions with. So you're either going to fill it with the ground nutshells, the walnut litter, and we do have this available on our website as well. Or you can use poly pellets if you can't work with nuts, go ahead and grab the poly pellets. We do sell these on our website as well. I would recommend getting at least 3 packages of one or the other to fill all 3 of these. You use almost all 3 of the packages for them. So go ahead and head on over to our website, grab yourself a kit, and then let's get started making these. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut all of our parts and pieces that we need. One of the things about this though is that I will recommend that instead of, and this is not on the pattern tells you to cut your end pieces a little bit shorter. I would recommend that you go ahead and cut them 2 inches instead of the 1 3/4 inches. So whenever we're working with that, I'll kind of show you what we're doing. The reason for that is going to give you a little bit of room to square up your square at the end whenever we're done sewing all this together. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make our little clip strips. So these clip strips I've made out of the accent fabric, and the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and fold this 1/4 inch toward the wrong side of our fabric, just one short end on this end. Once again, you all have probably seen it before, but I'm using my hot ruler. This is available on our website, so head on over there, grab yourself a hot ruler. It's kind of a felt covered ruler that makes it easier for you to measure out where you need to go with your seam here. And we're going to do 1/4 inch again. All right, so then once I've got that pressed down, I'm going to give it another quick jolt of heat to get it a little bit flatter. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half lengthwise. And then you'll see that these short ends are going to be finished because that's going to get tucked in. So you don't have to worry about any raw edges whenever we're finished with this part. So do that to all of your clip strip pieces. Get that out of the way first. So then you get to make yourself a pile of clip strip pieces. We have our top strips, and then we also have the top ends, and then I have a bottom piece. Luckily, we don't have to do any piecing together with the bottom piece. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding a clip strip piece to a top end and one of the top pieces, one of these top strips. And what I want to do is I want to find the center of all 3 of these. Easiest way to find the center of all 3 of these is just to give it a quick finger press. You don't have to press it very much. You just want to give it a quick finger press so that you have a little crease there. And then I just find the center of this. Give that a finger press and give it a little fold there and stick that right where that other fold is. Now this one, I'm going to fold the opposite way. I'm going to fold it wrong sides together. That way all of my folds go the same direction. So you can see that all of my folds are just going to sit right inside of each other right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those clips that we're making these cushions for, and I'm going to clip one side or the other, and then I'm going to head to the machine and I'm going to stitch 1/4 inch all the way down. So if you want to go ahead and do that to all of your top ends and get all of them sandwiching one clip strip. So we've got a top end and a top strip and a clip strip. So once you've done that, then you're going to start adding a clip strip to and a top piece to each one. So I've gone ahead and done that here, and I've added a clip strip to this and another top piece. So now I'm going to add another clip strip and another top piece. And it's very simple. Once again, you're just going to finger press. And just to make it easier to show you all, I went ahead and pressed as I went. But whenever I make these at home, I don't bother pressing as I go. I just go ahead and leave it kind of bubbled up because I'm using my clips to secure them. But if you want to make it easier on yourself, you can go ahead and press as you go and press in one direction as you go. So as I do this, I'm going to go ahead and put 3 clip strips on 3 of the top end pieces. I'm going to leave 3 of them with just 1 clip strip each. Once again, just like this. I'm going to leave 3 of them like this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put 3 on the other 3 pieces. So let me go ahead and add this here real quick. 1 more 1/4 inch seam all the way down. Okay, so once you've got 3 of them added on one end, we want a total of 5 clip strips on each one. So we've got 3 on this one, we've got 1 on this one. Now we need to add 1 more in the middle of this. So because we already have a top strip and a top strip here, we're just going to put the clip strip in between those 2. So once again, we need to make sure that we find center. I actually kind of get in a system, and I go ahead and find the center of all of my clip strips all at once, and then I have them laid out and ready to go. And then find center of this one, which technically you don't really have to do because hopefully it's still the same width as this, but it's always nice to go ahead and make sure that you have the center going on all 3 of those pieces. So center on 1 top strip, 1 clip strip, and the other top strip. And then clip these together. And we get to, once again, head back to the machine and sew that 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down. So now that we've got 1 top made, and if you've chain pieced all of this, then you should have all 3 of your tops made. We are going to go ahead and press this now. So I just want to press all of my clip strips to just to one side. It doesn't really matter which side. It just matters that you get them pressed to one side or the other. The easiest way that I've found to do this, especially whenever you're working with all this, there's a lot of bulk right through here. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and press it from the back side, and then I'm going to go back and fix any of the clip strips that aren't quite pressed out. So I'm just going to get all of my seam allowances facing the same way here. And sometimes whenever you're at home, if you need to add a little bit of starch to that, that's fine as well. But you'll notice now my clip strips are a little bit crooked, so I'm just going to go and straighten those out real quick and get them nice and flat and everything nice and straight. So at this point, you're going to go ahead and you're going to square everything up to what it says on the pattern. That's going to be the same size as your bottom. So once we get that, we're going to go ahead and sew the bottom to the top. And I like to go ahead and lay my bottom right side up, my top right side down. It makes it a little bit easier so that you can figure out which way these seam allowances are going to go whenever you're sewing. And then once we sew it, we're going to leave a little opening in the top. And by a little opening, I leave maybe 2 inches, something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and clip it all the way around just to keep everything in spot whenever I go ahead and sew it together. The great thing is that once you have these filled with your walnut litter or your poly pellets, basically what's going to happen is that they're going to be curved. So it's okay if it's a little bit off. Nobody's really going to notice that. Or at least I hope that you haven't noticed if those are a little bit off. So let's go ahead and sew. I'm going to leave about 2 inches open on this. I also like to back tack these or go ahead and do a lock stitch here at the beginning and end. And leave myself a little bit of a tail so whenever I turn it right side out, what's going to happen is that I'm going to be able to pull those threads in case they come a little bit loose. So go to the machine and we are ready to turn this right side out. So I'm going to go ahead and clip my corners. One of the reasons why I do that is just to reduce a little bit of the bulk, and then turn it right side out. Try to take it a little bit slow if you didn't leave yourself too much of an opening. I made the mistake on one of mine and I didn't leave a whole lot of opening, so it took a little bit more maneuvering, fiddling with it, so that I could get it all turned right side out without accidentally ripping my seam open, because we know we don't want to do that. And then grab my stiletto and poke my corners out. And then we're going to fill it with our walnut litter or poly pellets if you cannot work with nuts. Now, the other great part is that not only is this a little clip-it cushion for your clips, but you can also use it as a pin cushion. If you need to do a little bit of hand stitching, like I do for these. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold that seam, that open edge under about that 1/4 inch. It doesn't have to be really perfect. You just want to get it kind of folded under, give you a spot to work with whenever you do that. And I just give it a quick press from both sides, but it is nice to have that folded under so that whenever you are hand stitching it closed, then you've got a nice edge to work with and you can grab both sides. So the next thing I'm going to do, open up a bag of walnut shells, and grab a funnel or make a funnel out of a piece of paper, whatever you need to do, and just load those down in there, fill them up, and then come back and top stitch, hand stitch that opening closed, and then you have a finished clip strip. So this is your clip strip. Go ahead and pick up your kits on our website. Once again, each kit has enough fabric and the pattern to make 3 of these cushions. So do your clip-it cushions. You can make 3 of them out of a kit. Grab yourself your walnut litter or your poly pellets if you need to. Head to our website and grab those. Go to our store and grab them if you happen to be in town. We'd love to have you come see us. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.